Hello and welcome to Dedicated to Wrestling on this Christmas Eve. Today we're going to be doing episode 3 of Slow News Saturday. Once again, I'll just quickly remind you of what that is if you haven't been around for that. Basically, we just take some of the news stories throughout the week that don't really deserve their own full 5-minute video or whatever, and then compile them all into one video on Saturday so that you're not missing any of the most important news going on in the world of wrestling. So without further ado, we will start with Big E and The Miz apparently receiving heat backstage. Big E apparently received heat backstage after his little jibe at Charlotte he made during the New Day's entrance when they were congratulating Cesaro and Sheamus. Apparently, Big E said about Charlotte, and that'll be Charlotte in a month, referring to her and Ric Flair. Obviously, Ric Flair won the title 16 times. When he said that'll be Charlotte in a month, he of course was referring to her probably ending up winning it that many times quickly, because as we all know, her and Sasha have been playing hot potato with the title, so to speak. Apparently, it is definitely confirmed that he did receive heat. The line was improvised on his behalf and apparently didn't go over well with some people backstage. As for The Miz, that's a totally different story. If you missed SmackDown, he made a jibe at Renee Young when she came in to interview him. He just made a jibe saying that she's basically sleeping with Dean Ambrose and whatsoever, but he hasn't received heat from that whatsoever. Like, obviously, we can't 100% confirm that because none of us are backstage sources. But the fact that WWE has made such a big deal of it, they've posted videos on it on their YouTube channels. They were asking superstars what they thought of The Miz saying that. Like, they've advertised it almost as much, as anything else on last week's SmackDown show. So there's absolutely no way The Miz caught any heat for that whatsoever. Next up, we've got Hulk Hogan. Apparently, he has been in and off talks with the WWE over the last month about returning to WrestleMania. There was talk about him doing just a small segment, where he comes down to the ring, hypes the crowd up. Obviously, he hasn't been seen since that whole racist drama that went on, but WWE, they keep mentioning him more and more, when before he wasn't even talked about whatsoever. It was like he didn't exist. So they are obviously preparing for him to come back. However, one thing why I'm talking about this is because several days ago, via WWE leaks, Hulk Hogan's odds to win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania were cut. Hogan was previously listed at 200 to 1 odds to win that Battle Royal, but he's now moved down to 75 to 1 odds, a dramatic decrease in his odds. So, I'm not sure if that's a good idea, to be honest. Hulk Hogan coming back to win that. I like the idea of an up-and-coming superstar winning the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. I don't think Hulk Hogan, to be honest, has any place winning that, but I don't know. It would probably get a pop from the crowd, but I don't know whether to believe that or not. But apparently his odds have been dropping and slashing at an alarming rate to win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. So we'll see how that goes. Next, we have Conor McGregor. And this will be a quick one. There's not a lot to say on this apart from apparently Conor McGregor has been receiving offers from boxing promotions, Hollywood, and of course the reason why I'm making this video, WWE. He went on to say, I can go out and conquer the boxing scene. That's a very serious thought. That's a very serious conversation that's happening. I've got those professional wrestling guys trying to contact me as well. The way he said that just irks me. And he finished it off by saying, I've got Hollywood trying to contact me as well. I've got so many options. Obviously, we can't kind of deduce whether or not how much he's telling the truth, to be honest, but it wouldn't surprise me if WWE have expressed an interest in him. Of course, Triple H has been bigging him up on social media for a while, trying to stir the pot and maybe lure him to the WWE. but that's a long way off from happening, I think. But apparently, there are rumours that the company is trying to get him to appear at WrestleMania next year, or this year, I should say, WrestleMania 33. That I don't see happening, but you never know. We'll see. Next on the agenda is a Sasha Banks heel turn. As we saw on Monday's episode of Raw, WWE did an angle that saw Nia Jax destroying Sasha Banks. The company has her doing this injury angle so that she can come back and work a match against Nia Jax. This match is scheduled to be either at the Rumble pay-per-view or the March 15 Fastlane event. Currently, the long-term plans for Sasha are to turn her heel, most likely after her feud with Nia Jax. Reported by Dave Meltzer, Sasha is scheduled for a big match at next year's WrestleMania event. He hasn't elaborated any more on that, apart from saying this big match isn't against a legend. So if you're thinking some kind like Trish, Lita, it's not going to be against a legend. That's all he said. But he has said that she is in for a big match at WrestleMania, and it's very possible that she could be going into that match as the top heel in the company. What that means for Charlotte, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure Charlotte will still be working as a heel just because she's so much better at that. And last but not least, Rolling Stone published their annual Best WWE Wrestlers of 2016. Who do we think won it this year? AJ Styles, The Miz, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns. Well, it was AJ Styles. Well deserved, my man. AJ Styles took the #1 spot from Rolling Stone as the best WWE wrestler this year. Charlotte Flair had a good outing at #2. Chris Jericho was #3, and again, I think that's so well deserved. The fact that he continues to reinvent himself in new ways, and he's been one of the main reasons and one of the only reasons why I can even sit through a Raw episode these past few months. #4 was Sasha Banks. #5 was Bill Goldberg. Now, I'm not sure if maybe I can see him pushing #10. Whether he deserves #5 though is a bit they're putting him above people like Seth Rollins and The Miz, which I don't know. He squashed Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series, fair enough, that was a big deal, but bringing him in at #5 when he's only done that, I don't know. I have some beef with that, but I don't make this list. But Goldberg was #5. #6 was none other than Kevin Owens, the Universal Champion. Again, well deserved. Maybe would have liked to see him higher, but his Universal title reign hasn't been as good and entertaining as I hoped, although his work with Chris Jericho is so ridiculously good. #7 is Heath Slater. Really happy for him after being viewed as nothing more than a jobber for so long. He's kind of had a breakout year of sorts this year, winning the tag titles. When the draft first came on, SmackDown was so good when he was making appearances, trying to get signed. That was really entertaining. The Miz comes in at #8. Again, well deserved. I've never liked The Miz more right now. He is the perfect heel for the company. Does his job so ridiculously good and makes people hate him, which is exactly what he should be doing. #9 is Seth Rollins. Maybe he could have got higher, but it's kind of understandable, I guess. He was out nearly half of the year with that bad injury. Since he's come back, I think they've butchered his face turn. I think he should have been the face as soon as he came back. His face turn hasn't been great at the moment. Hopefully once this feud with Triple H gets started, it can really progress and he can become a great face, because at the moment, even though he's getting cheered loudly, he doesn't really come off as the typical face character. And last but not least, #10 is a joint effort for the team of Enzo Amore and Big Cass. Again, gotta say it's probably deserved. I'd like to have seen them with a run with the tag titles, but obviously WWE had that in their mind that the New Day were breaking that record no matter what. But good for them. But AJ Styles was the #1 wrestler in the WWE in 2016. Well deserved. And who knows, arguably he could be named it again next year. I hope he has a good next year as he did this year, because he has been, pun intended, phenomenal. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been episode 3 of Slow News Saturday. I will be back Monday, probably. It's Christmas Day tomorrow, unless some big Christmas story breaks tomorrow. But if not, I will be back Monday. Thanks for watching. As always, this has been dedicated to wrestling. Until next time.